Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark here in the beautiful Lower Hutt, the 04 region. Great to have you along here for the major semi-final. It is the NFC, the National Fast Pitch Championship. We're just underway here in the 5 o'clock major semi-final between Auckland and Wellington. Auckland, a powerhouse association in New Zealand. Of course, the biggest population does Auckland have, and they have a storied history as well. Wellington, though, the capital city. Boy, oh boy, they always find their way to the grand final. The winner of this one will get them a berth in the grand final for sure. I'm Jason Gerbes, a.k.a. Choppers. We see that round ball going over to first base there and make the first out here in the top of the first innings. As I mentioned, I'm Jason Gerbes, a.k.a. Chopper. Joining me in the booth, and this one is Gary Gaza. Auckland v Wellington major semi-final. What should we see?
Well, Chopper, I mean, this is the pinnacle. I mean, it's a major semi-final. The winner goes through to the grand final tomorrow, so everything to play for in terms of preparation for the grand final for these two teams. They are also last year's grand finalists, so we're going to see a tight game. Two of the best pitchers, not just in the country, but in the world, going at each other here, and Josh Pettit and Daniel Chapman. So I expect to see these two teams leave nothing in the gas tank for this one.
Nothing in the gas tank for sure, as Daniel Chapman pumps in a low lifter into the strike zone. Defensively for Auckland, it'll be Bradley Bennett, Rashawn Thompson, Alfonso Venikovis left to right in the outfield. Campbell Anoka will be marshalling the hot corner at third base. It'll be Cole Evans, the international shortstop, with a start there as well. Second baseman for Auckland, that'll be Reese Evans. Connor Peters over at first base. Callum Compain behind the dish, as we mentioned, is the young Daniel Chapman on the hill. And they'll need to be a good defensive lineup because this batting powerhouse from Wellington has been outstanding. Led off by Dante Matakatia, who rolled out to second baseman for the first out here in the top of the first innings. He'll be followed by the Black Sox slugger. That is Jerome Ramaki, third baseman, hitting here right now. Riley Markia, also a Black Sox as well. He'll be hitting 3. Wayne Laolu, can't wait to see him. Boy, oh boy, his backswing is faster than my front swing. It is Joel Karras will be hitting 5. Andre Hart will be hitting in the 6th spot. Jaden Stratford, Marty McBride will be hitting 7 and 8. And Zach Boyd, the shortstop, round out the batting order for the boys in black and yellow. Well, there you go, top to bottom. We've got both teams out there for you on a beautiful championship Saturday here, day 3 of the competition, game number 45, this major semi-final.
Well, of course, we've got Daniel Chapman out there, probably vying with Nick Hayes at the moment to be considered the number 1 pitcher in the country. Daniel, they've used him sparingly in this tournament so far, just the 2 games, 52 batters faced. He's won both of those games, and let's go on this ERA, 0.5. He hasn't even given up 1 run in the ball game in the tournament yet.
Well, there you go. So we've got the scoreboard up and running for you, and those statistics from Chapman simply outstanding, aren't they? And you can see why with that powerhouse drop ball on the outside edge. Picks up the strikeout of Ramaki.
Oh, Jerome heads to the dugout. And, you know, not surprising with the statistics that Chapman's put up. To see him account for it. Last time these two teams met, Daniel Chapman earlier in the tournament, 17 strikeouts, Chopper, 17 strikeouts against Wellington, and that's not a bad batting lineup.
He's a strikeout king, is Chapman for sure. Just simply outstanding is Chapman when he's on the hill. Of course, 2 teams on the diamond battling each other. There's another team to make sure we're doing everything correctly.
Absolutely, and mic'd up behind the dish there, we've got Lance Brown, so you'll hear him from time to time throughout the tournament. Steve Vale out there at first base. Tony Kairuna, one of our international umpires, out at second base. Jeremy England, good friend of mine, out there at third base.
Well, fantastic to have that type of experience. Not just New Zealand leading umpires on the crew on this one, but also our visitor from St. Paul, Minnesota, Steve Vale at first base.
Absolutely. Riley Markia in a bat now. He's had 5 games in this tournament, 16 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's batting average 400, so pretty healthy batting average there.
I tell you what, when these batters come up and their batting average is in the 400s, that's just insane. Because we all know that in softball, and if you're new to softball watching here today, welcome to the broadcast, but major batting average that'll get you in the Hall of Fame is 333. So 400 is way above that. It's not even close. That is simply unreal.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. Chopper, as you say, and there we go. Daniel Chapman doing the job.
Old Chappie comes out firing bullets. A ground ball to second base, and then 2 strikeouts in a row. That'll do the top of the first innings. We'll be back with the bottom of the lineups for you in just a moment.
We've just been voted New Zealand's #1 value for money brand. But we're not stopping there. Our mission for impossibly low prices goes on. Oh, is that the floor? Look out! Oh no, it's a line on the wall. Oh, that was the floor. Pack and save. Our policy, New Zealand's lowest food prices.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the first innings here. Wellington will take the field for the first time. Let's set their fielding line up for you. AJ Hutt will be at left field. Ronnie Mark here, and Marty McBride will be centre and right. Jerome Bramaki will be the veteran at third base. Zach Boyd, silky smooth with the glove at shortstop. Dante Matakatia, he's been a difference maker. He gets to start at second base. Wayne Laolu will be the first baseman. Jaden Stratford will be catching for the starting pitcher in this one. That is Josh Pettit.
Well, absolutely, Josh. A World Series pitcher for the Black Sox, of course. He's hasn't done much pitching this in the early part of the season. He's been a little bit injured, so carries a little bit less form than Daniel Chapman. 2 games he's pitched as well as Chapman. 24 batters faced. He is an ERA probably a little bit higher than he would have liked, 3.5.
Well, there you go. Good pitching economy. And 3.5 is nothing because here's an elite pitcher as Pettit, and he gets a ground ball from Inoka over to Ramaki for the first out here. Rashawn Thompson now, an exciting centre fielder with plenty of pop in the bat.
Rashawn Thompson comes in with 5 games. He's had 11 paid appearances, 10 at-bats. He'd probably like a little bit of a better batting order, average 200.
But he does have a little bit of pop. We saw that in the earlier matchup today when he went dead red centre field home run.
Absolutely, certainly possesses the power.
Shane Thompson takes a big swing at that one through the strike zone.
It's one of those things when you're an elite athlete, especially in fast-pitch softball. It's a tournament, of course, and it goes over 4 days of the NFC. But you find the elite players, if they don't get a good start, as I always say, the cream will rise to the top, and they do finish very, very strong.
That's the end of the tournament where you do see the cream rise to the top, mate. And we saw some of the comments from Black Sox coach Mark Sorensen and stuff this week saying he's particularly looking at performance in the sharp end of the tournament. He goes, no good having a batter in the first 2 or 3 days, having a batting average of 500, and then go into the semi-finals and finals batting 200.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count here.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Low lifter on the inside edge, and it's a good one from Josh Pettit. I get the feeling, Gazza, this one could be a strikeout victim on both sides of the ledger.
Could be a strikeout fest. Speaking of Coach Mark Sorensen, I did catch him having a sneaky word to Josh on the way past. He said, I've come to watch you pitch, mate. So he better do a good job, I think.
When the boss calls you into his office, you stand up for attention, don't you? Absolutely. Thomas Inoka now the designated player. He'll take the first rise ball up.
Tommy Inoka, a batter who's probably better than his numbers would suggest. Well, definitely better than his numbers would suggest. 4 games, 12 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's batting just 200, which is unusual for him.
Again, Another homogenised milk mixing its way into a buttered cream.
Absolutely.
You know Anoka's going to perform here at the point end.
Oh, well, there's no doubts about his ability. It's tried and tested at every single level of the game, all the way through to the World Series.
Do they still make homogenised milk?
I don't know, mate. It's white and I just put it in my coffee.
That was back in the day when there used to be a milk run.
That's right. I remember stealing milk bottles. Nobody heard that. Was it milk money?
I knew that was coming. It was tokens in those days, wasn't it?
Nah, that was before tokens, mate. I might be a little bit older than you.
Oh, there you go. Was the milk in black and white in those days or what? I know television must have been.
We were black, the milk's white.
Gary O'Hee calling colour on this one. One of my great friends here, an outstanding colour commentator. Great to have him along here for this major semi-final. Hard ball up the middle. There's the cream. There's the homogenised milk. Whatever you want to call it, he's simply a great batter.
Gets his team started with a fabulous Texas League. Right out to centre field, and that's going to give Auckland some confidence.
When you see a view of the Auckland dugout there, it's a very warm day today. Maybe not temperature-wise, only 24, but it's 53% humidity. But at the moment, boy, it feels like it's up around 70 or so.
Well, if anyone's seen Diamond 1 here at Fraser Park, you see it's in a dip. It's surrounded by a mound, trees. It's actually, if it says 24 for Lower Hutt, add another 3 or 4 degrees of that for the Diamond temperature.
I'll tell you what, though, have a listen to this statistic, ladies and gentlemen. For those who know Wellington or have ever landed an aeroplane, that C-tune there, or over in the capital there, it's only got it says a 24 kilometre per hour wind. I can tell you right now, it's still day.
It's absolutely dead calm. This is a gentle zephyr for Wellington. And mind you, 24 kilometre an hour wind is a gentle zephyr for Wellington.
Well, as they say, you can't beat Wellington on a beautiful day, and it is a beautiful day here today on Saturday.
Connor Peden into bat at the moment. He's had 4 games for 12 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's batting 300. So right on that cusp of doing very well in the tournament.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Connor Peden, we saw his emergence last year as a power hitter. And boy, oh boy, off and running on the pitch, and it's a good slide underneath that not only tips over Matakatia but also the base out of its origination.
Wonderful see 2 very athletic players going at it, and underneath goes Anoka, and doing a flip over the top goes Matakatia. Wonderful to watch.
Well, great to have you along here for this game number 45, the major semi-final between Wellington and Auckland. And I hope you're enjoying the broadcast on behalf of Ballpark Broadcasting in conjunction with Atiawa Toa FM. We'll put a lot of bells and whistles in here for you, mic'd up the umpire. We've got 8 cameras live in operation around the ballpark, trying to capture every little glimpse of action just for you. And there you go. Well, Chapman may have picked up 2 strikeouts in the top of the first innings. So does Pettit. Before we duck away, matchup looks pretty tidy.
Oh, absolutely, and these teams match up pretty well. I mean, youth experience, international experience, and no wonder these are the 2 grand finalists from last year, so exactly what you'd expect.
No score on a pitching duel so far. We'll be top of 2 when we come back.
Tamariki Ora is a well-child health nurse-led service, providing health assessment, early interventions, education and health promotion, and whānau care and support. For further details, contact the friendly team at Tamariki Ora Waifetu, phone 566-8214. The Mighty Whāngai Iwi Panel, a partnership between New Zealand Police, Ministry of Justice, and Te Runanganui o Te Atiawa.
All the best moving artists and more.
Atiawa Toa. On behalf of the organising committee of Te Rao Te Raukura, we would like to acknowledge the following organisations for their support.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 20, Wayne Lowe.
He's as big as a bear, but he runs like a deer. That is Wayne Laulu, who lead off here for Wellington. He'll be followed by Joel Harris and AJ Hart. 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the second.
Well, of course, everybody knows Laulu is one of the biggest and best sluggers in the world.
Hits it high, going up to centre field there.
And a nice catch at centre field, just underneath that one low, Luke. Thompson will make the catch.
And he is that, but I won't go into it now that he's heading back to the dugout.
Joel Harris now, the designated player. Boy, oh boy, boom, boom, boom. We saw on day one here on Diamond 1 with 2 automatic home runs. One that left the park completely over the Pahurakawa trees in left field.
Yeah, he certainly does possess some batting power. Certainly nice to see Joel back in form, because when he goes well, Wellington normally go well. Joel Harris, 4 games, 14 plate appearances for 11 at-bats. And listen to this one, 455 he's batting.
455, the power slugger Harris. They'll have to compete with a heavy rise ball. You mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Gary, Chapman was 17 strikeouts the other day. 13 of them finished with a rise ball.
Oh, yeah, well, he possesses one of the best rise balls in the game. It's probably something he's worked on, because I didn't realise it was that good, but by geez, it's impressive. There it goes right there.
And he finishes off another victim. That'll be number 3 on the day for a K for Chapman. AJ Hart now the left fielder.
Brings into the batter's box number 9.
Andre Hutt, one of the young Tigers of the Wellington lineup. 5 games, 18 plate appearances, 17 at-bats, doing very well. He's batting 353.
Caught strike in the zone, 1 strike.
See Chapman here, he's going straight at these batters, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely a pitcher who likes to get on top early, likes a strike or 2 in those first 2 or 3 pitches. 1 strike good, 2 strikes better. And I don't know if you saw that chop, but it was one of the nicest drop changes you'll ever see on the outside of the plate.
That's a pitch he's been working on. You know, he's a power pitcher. We know that with Chapman, but being able to change the pace, vary it a little bit, a new design here for Chapman in 2020.
Well, that's what takes a pitcher from good to great, doesn't it? You know, the ability to vary that pace. We know what he can do with power. That's impressive. But if he can add those little subtle changes to his game, then surely he's going to be bankable for the Black Sox for a long time.
This one flowered away off the bat of AJ Hart here. Andres is Christian name. Middle name must start with J because everyone calls him AJ.
Yeah, he's got to be a junior there, does it?
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice work by AJ. He saw that change-up coming, and it was a beauty.
Definitely a strategy against Hart here. 2 change-ups in this one at-bat.
We've already seen with a couple of his swings that he possesses very fast hands, and against a fast pitcher, that's definitely an asset.
There's that low lifter. Boy, oh boy, it hums when it comes in. 4 strikeouts on the day for Chapman through 2 innings. No score. Bottom 2 coming up.
Atiawa Toa.
All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa.
It's all the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Noel on your Friday drive. Yes, it's that time again for your Meta rap battles. We pick a bit of a coat bubble to rap about where I take on
the man himself, and it's me, your boy, Powder in the morning, or we like to say Powder in the morning. And it's that time again, finally, where we rock the airwaves and get into your Meta rap battles. And this week we're talking about the Wellington Rugby League scene, all kicking off tomorrow morning at the Otaki Domain. So let's get straight into it, man. It's your Meta rap battle.
Yo, here we go. Here we go.
Rugby League is back for 2018, smashing each other all over the scene. Hey, it's PT are back in 2018, cause man, they are mean. I'm wishing you could say the same about me, but I'm more of a spectator, you know me. I'm with the man himself, they call him naughty, because sometimes he's very naughty.
Kiki te poro, ki te piki whara. Hit it up the guts, knock down, run it harder. Wellington Rugby League kicking off, let's hope there's no send-off in the bin for taking your heads off. Back in the days on the wing, 2000 champions, scoring tries for the Eels. These days in the middle, in control, Kaiwa wild effort.
Welcome back to an outstanding major semi-final game 45 on day 3 of the schedule here at the NFC. There's the National Fast Pitch Championship on behalf of Softball New Zealand. Hosted here by the Hutt Valley Softball Association at Fraser Park, Sportsville and Lower Hutt. It will be Cole Evans, the shortstop, be followed by Afonso Venikovas And Callum Compain to get them started here in the bottom of the second innings, 1, 2, 3.
Well, up to bat is Cole Evans, and a slow start in the tournament by his standards. 5 games for 12 plate appearances, 11 at-bats. Check this batting average for one of the best in the world, .182.
.182. Well, there must be a lot of homogenised cream and...
Some happy pitchers around this tournament, mate, because that's a great achievement from the pitchers in the tournament.
Well, Auckland are undefeated through this tournament thus far. And he takes one on the outside edge, which is good. And the strikeout victims continue here. Third one on the day for Josh Pettit. Alfonso Venikovis, the right fielder, will step in the box, try and break this traditional strikeouts.
Alfonso Venikovis comes into the game with 5 games played, 10 plate appearances for 10 at-bats. His on-base percentage is the same as his batting percentage, which is 500.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying the coverage here. As I said, it's Ballpark Broadcasting in conjunction with Atiawa Toa FM, providing all of the action for you. One of the benefits, as we see, this will fly out to right field. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pitcher's best friend there for Callum Compain, the catcher, will step in to go to work nest. But the benefit of having Atiawa Toa FM in conjunction with us is that we get the technical expertise, the audio, all the other gadgets that they bring to the table has really lifted the broadcast. Well, we're very privileged to bring in to the commentary booth with us here the chairman of Te Runganga, or Te Atiawa, that is Kura Moeahu. Welcome, Kura.
Tēnā koutou I rungi tō mātou I rerangi Atiawa Toa FM, kia ora maira.
Well, kia ora to you, Kura. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to come down to the NFC. And well, this one's a liner down the line, and this will be trouble as it rattles around in the corner here. Off to the races, looking for third base is Compain, and he will stand up with a triple here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second innings. Outstanding hitting by Auckland. They will bring up Bradley Bennett next, the left fielder, Kura. Atiawa Toa FM, obviously one of your great companies under Te Runganga or Te Atiawa. They're doing a fantastic job here. Thank you so much for providing their services for us at the NFC.
Well, it's part of our manaakitanga in terms of the iwi. You know, how can we manaakitanga and support whatever kaupapa there is that actually comes to within our takiwa of Te Atiawa. So it's just part of the raukura and what it means of Atiawa Toa FM. Honour and glory to God on high, peace on earth and goodwill to all men.
Well, goodwill all round, and I tell you what, the will is well received, not just here locally, and you've been great supporters of softball in the region of Hutt Valley for a long, long time, but around the country we appreciate it a lot. That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Getting involved with softball, how did that come about?
Well, it's been well before my time, and that's well over 50 years plus. So softball has been around within our club for a very, very long time, and we've been very fortunate to have some success throughout some of the decades.
Well, some fantastic success. New Zealand softball teams, they only know one thing, don't they, Gary? And it seems to be victories.
Oh, absolutely. More world championships than any other team. We need plenty of support, and we get it from Atiawa Toa FM.
This one comes in, just clips the elbow of Bennett. And I'll tell you what, that'll leave a bruise in me for about 6 months. I don't know about you, Kura. How would you go standing in there against that 130 kilometre an hour pitching from Josh Pettit?
Well, I think it actually go right through me. You know, and with part of my body splattered up against the back of the fence here, yeah.
Outstanding. What's the question I'm going to ask you? Softball at this elite level in New Zealand that you're getting to watch this week. What have you thought about it?
Well, just watching this game, there's some amazing powerhouses out there, and you just got to look at the power in the pitches and the strikes and things like that. Amazing things happening.
Oh, swinging over that drop ball is Reese Evans, the second baseman. Gets away from the catcher a little bit, Stratford. So that means Bennett will scamper down to second base. So Auckland with 2 runners in scoring position now. Wellington just needing 1 out to get out of the jam. This one's up in the air. Well, we know that Atiawa Toa FM is obviously involved underneath Te Rurunganga or Te Atiawa, but you provide a lot of other services, don't you? Both in the social aspect and education.
Yeah, we're expanding in the health arena and the social services arena. And
It's a hard hit ball, sorry Kuda, and it's going to be a good catch. He can't quite grab it. It means it'll plate 2 runs for Auckland here. The first 2 runs of the ball game, but a magical effort by Mark here just comes off the end of the leather.
There we go. Auckland move out to 2-0 in this ball game from a nice piece of hitting actually from 2 of the batters. Firstly, we had Compane on the triple, and now we've also had Reece Evans.
Fantastic. We'll go back to the top of the shop here. Campbell and Noka. Auckland will love those 2 runs because runs against Josh Pettit, they come at a premium for sure. So getting an early lead in this one, we'll see how that pans out. Campbell Anoka now the 3rd baseman. So also active in the health services as well for the local area.
Yeah, health services, social services, education and crime prevention.
Well, fantastic. I love that concept about not having an ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, but you're proactive in the community, helping and offering that goodwill, as you said.
I mean, one of the things we've got our driving licences for crime prevention. We've got a lot of young people driving without a licence for temporary reasons and stuff. You know, if you're going to get caught, we're gonna give you an opportunity to go and get your full licence. So that's what it's about, supporting our community.
Couldn't be any better. This one's fouled back. Well, that's Kuda Moiahu, the chairman of Te Rurunganga o Te Atiawa, which are the owners of Atiawa Toa FM. They're in partnership with Ballpark Broadcasting, bringing you all of the live action here from Diamond 1 of Fraser Ballpark for the 2020 NFC. Well, Kuda, I'm going to let you go now. You know how I didn't say I was going to say anything about Te Aute? Well, I went to Hutt the Polder. Sir, you went to Te Aute. We were fierce as we see this one get away. He'll scamper around not just 1 but 2 bases. Will Evans. So now a possible 3rd run in the innings, only 60 feet away. Got to say, we're fierce competitors, our 2 kudas, high schools, back at Stular. It was brilliant, and I didn't pick on you once.
Well, not that I felt your sprigs all over my back when I was at college, no. But I'd just like to wish you, my Hatapoto brother, you know, we've always got the annual rugby coming up this year and hopefully see you there.
I would love that indeed, and I wish you the best of luck, and I wish you with obviously all the luck with what you're doing within the community, not just with the radio station, but with the health services, and you said helping people to be better.
No reira mihi rawa tuki a koe chopi, and at the end of the day, whakatangata kia kaha.
Oh, kia ora e hoa. Thank you very much. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, back to the action. Great to have some insight from Atiawa Toa FM's owner, the chairman. He's in the house. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to catch up with him at the annual rugby match between Te Aute and Hutt the Polder.
Yeah. Oh,
that one's inside, and it clips the batter. That's the 2nd hit batter in the innings here, Geza.
Well, Auckland right in the middle of a 2-out rally here, and they've scored 2 runs, looking to score a 3rd. And, of course, Josh Pettit under a bit of pressure here, and maybe just seeing that.
There's no set number. Yeah.
Interesting, we couldn't pick that up between Nathan Nukunuku and umpire Lance Brown, but they did have a little bit of a conversation.
Lance Brown, WBSC accredited umpire, not just one of the top level umpires in New Zealand, but also internationally. And he's in charge behind the dish and does a fantastic job. Big swing by Thompson over the top of that drop ball. Off and running, they'll throw to 2, get him in the hot box to go home. He won't get the out at home before he makes the tag of the out at second base. Auckland sneaky. They might drive into, but they sneak one in as well. That's 3 now here in the bottom of the 3rd innings. They lead the ball game 3 runs to 0. Top of the 3rd coming up next.
Ko te roro ikure he mate kua pā ki te roro. Ina ki te koe I tētahi tohu kia tere, kia tika te mahi. Face. Ko tītahi rāna I tētahi taha o tōna kanohi. Ko ngoi kore tētahi ringa. Speech. Ko parure, ko ngaro rāna I tōna reo. take action. He poto te wā. Waia tonu atu ki tahi tahi tahi, kia pai ai te whakaoranga o te tangata.
Your team lose again, bro.
I've never seen a ball bounce like that before.
The weekends for calls. Make yours at tab.co.nz.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're not seeing double that pitcher's circle in the middle there because the pitches are coming so fast. They've got two different circles out there because, of course, these two pitching distances for the ladies and the men.
Of course, we do have the ladies tournament going on at the same time, and I do believe it's Auckland who have already advanced to the grand final. So they'll be laying in wait for whoever has got to play them in tomorrow's grand final.
Well, congratulations. Auckland have been outstanding, haven't they, throughout the week, and just amazing to see the performance coming out of them, both for the men's and the women's program. Up the bat now will be Jaden Stratford, the starting catcher for Wellington.
Jaden, 5 games, 16 plate appearances, 13 at-bats. He's batting .231. Probably want to get that up right here. One of the young Lions are catching in this country. Of course, he's come through the junior program, now becoming a very experienced player in Premier softball. Still a very young man.
Outstanding prospect is Stratford. This one's up top.
This is really where you see where the young fellas are going to step up or not, because you're against this level of pitching. Of course, you've got to be right on top of your game.
This one's up top as well. Stratford will take a knee.
Swing.
Steve Val down at first base says no swing. Good courtesy by umpire Brown to check. We're just getting confirmation of that women's division, actually. Canterbury played Auckland in the 3 o'clock matchup, and Auckland beat them. However, that was just the end of top 3 round robin, as we see the strikeout of Stratford. So they're playing each other again right now in the 5 o'clock time slot. The winner of that game, Auckland and Canterbury, will go straight to the grand final.
Well, there you go.
That's scheduled for tomorrow, of course, there on the schedule. Can't wait for that. That's going to be exciting tomorrow. Women's grand final, 11 a.m. live here at Fraser Ballpark, but also live on Sky Sport 8.
Oh, isn't it wonderful to see Sky Sport come in and take over and bring all of their magic to the softball here in Fraser Park. Marty McBride at bat now. Marty McBride comes in for Wellington with 4 games, 6 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, and he'll want to do a heck of a lot better as well. 167 battering average, but he has hoiked one over the fence at this tournament as well, so he's another batter who can do it.
Teased by that rise ball of Chapman as it comes out of the right hand. And he'll go down. 4 strikeouts in a row. If you go back to the second innings now, 6 in total for Chapman.
Well, he's really settling into his work, and 3rd innings in the game, he is beginning to dominate the Wellington batters.
That'll bring up the bat. The number 9 hitter in the lineup, the shortstop, that is Zachary Boyd.
Zach comes in with some pretty good form, actually. 5 games, 15 plate appearances, 14 at-bats. He's batting .429. Very healthy batting average for young Zach Boyd.
I've never known Zach Boyd not to hit well.
Yeah, he very, very definitely is. He had a period probably in the last 12 months where you could say he had a bit of a form slump. Come back very strong this season.
Yeah, but a form slump for Zach Boyd is like, we told you 333's the average. That's probably a slump. He's so good, Zach Boyd. Very, very impressed with him.
A very balanced athlete, one of the real up-and-comers in softball. And I tell you what, guys like Cole Evans at shortstop, they better stay on their game because guys like Zach Boyd are coming.
Big swing from Boyd. I got to interview him a couple of years back now. I think it was a U19 national championship up in Rosedale Park. He was playing for Wellington. And this young, scrawny white kid for Wellington kept on hitting home runs. I said, who is that kid? And it was Zach Boyd. So anyway, I interviewed him after the game. Oh boy, it's another rise ball. It's another strikeout. We'll save the story for Boyd later on. He strikes out the side. Does Chapman here in the third innings. We'll come back in the bottom. Auckland leading 3-0.
G'day, my name's Brent Mulholland. I'm the Managing Director of ELE. I guess what makes ELE quite different from others is all of our people have a technical and management skill set in the sectors that we operate. So ELE as a business operates in the civil, transport, construction, engineering and oil and gas sectors. We have branches in Christchurch, Wellington, Auckland, Hawke's Bay and New Plymouth. And we engage approximately 500 workers on any given day. So if you're a client looking for great staff for your business, we've got people that can help. We're easy to work with, non-corporate, and we like to think we just keep it real.
I'm Richard Leach from Higgins Contractors Wellington. My role with Higgins is Operations Supervisor, so I'm responsible for the daily plan.
Bottom of the third inning of the major semi-final between Wellington in the field and Auckland batting. As we see Rashawn Thompson. That's right, he was batting last inning, but remember, they got the run-out play at second base as Auckland crossed another runner, so he'll start here with a new count. One strike on him now on that swing.
Yeah, so he gets another look at Josh Pettit.
Ground ball up the middle, Matakatia. That is just bread and butter for him all day, isn't it?
Well, we've seen that from the infields in the men's and women's game. I'm actually, throughout this tournament, have been very impressed with the skill and the level of play from all the infields.
Well, outstanding to see what they can produce when they put a leather glove on that left hand. Some of these athletes just so silky smooth. We get an update from the Women's Diamond. Remember, Auckland playing Canterbury. The winner of that going to the grand final. Well, Atiawa Toa just comes in on error. They're in the top of the third innings. Auckland leading that one 2-0. Thomas Anoka here in this match. Takes one on the outside edge.
He's not enjoying Lance Brown's interpretation of the outside edge.
Getting set now. Pettit via Anoka. Stratford halfway down the line on that one. It's a good catcher, right? Surely, Blue, surely.
Well, that's the other foot. I don't think Josh and young Jaden Stratford enjoyed that call from umpire Lance Brown.
I tell you what, one of Australia's new up-and-coming umpires in their system, Graham Love, is in the house. Just landed on the Bird this morning in from Mackay. Him and his lovely wife here. I tell you what, every time I see her, she's got a new hairstyle. She's always got a new hairstyle. But I tell you what, Graham behind the dish, he's simply brilliant. I can't wait for him to get an appointment to come to New Zealand and do a tournament. I do notice he's sitting beside the umpire-in-chief, Lindsay Edwards, back here, so he's already trying to wave his way in, isn't he? Lindsay, put me on the job, put me on the job. Anoka now staring down Pettit. Low lifter just bends inside.
Well, pitcher batter battles don't get any better than this. Of course, you've got top quality with Josh and, of course, one of the best batters in the world.
Auckland up on the dugout there. It's Thompson. Remember, he's the designated.
Well, a top-class batter takes a top-class pitch.
He does indeed. Turns back to Lance Brown just to get the approval. Yes, indeed, it's there. And he'll duck away, come back for another day. 2 down now for the Aucklanders. It'll bring up the bat Connor Peden. Struck out back in the first.
Connor Peden, of course, we saw earlier in the tournament. We talked about hitting balls over the fence going into the Putakawas. Well, he did it as well. And guess who that was against? Wellington.
A big bat.
Sorry, that was against Hutt Valley, Regan Manley.
Well, I'm glad, Regan, I'm glad you brought that up, but a big bat does Connor Peden, that's for sure.
Yes, of course, he's a wonderful listener of ours, is Regan Manley.
Fantastic athlete. I love the re-emergence of Regan Manley right now.
pitching very well, isn't he?
Yeah, I tell you what, the Golden Homes New Zealand Black Sox coaching staff and selection panel gives them something to think about. But I tell you what, there are so many class pitchers right now in New Zealand, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely, and it's good to see, and it's being highlighted in this tournament. And not just that, but gosh, these guys are pitching hard. And you look at the pitching around the world at the moment, Argentina, Canada, they all possess pitchers that have high velocity, and it looks like New Zealand are catching up fast.
You did right. I don't know if there is a speed radar gun here, but if Josh Pettit was pitching on the motorway, he'd be getting a speeding ticket right now.
Oh, it'd be a big one too, I'd say, yes.
It's the demerit points that get you. Hardliner! That's a comebacker off Pettit. Off his chest. They're going to call time here, Wellington. Make sure he's okay. We see Warren Stoddard get up off the bench. He'll come straight out here to make sure his ace pitcher is okay. Then it was a heavy hit right off the chest. He gives him the thumbs up, says, I don't need you.
Well, he's a tough man, Josh Pettit. He's been around the game for a long time, and sometimes when you pitch as hard as they do, they come back at you off the bat just as hard.
Gary, you remember in the semi-final, this exact same match in Christchurch between Auckland and Wellington. Nathan Nukunuku's batting for Auckland. Josh Pettit is on the mound. Nathan Nuku drills a ball that hits him square in the cheek.
Absolutely, I do remember that one, and of course there was some controversy over Josh's exit from that game, but of course we've got to be conscious of safety first, and of course Josh had to go away and be analysed.
Well, I tell you, it dropped him straight away like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I tell you, if it was me, I'd never get up. He did
absolutely
manage to get up, he shaked off, he wanted to continue, but they did the right thing, they replaced him at that stage, and calmer heads came about it, but boy, oh boy, it was a very, very scary moment in the game.
Well, I mean, the head injury protocols are there for a reason.
This one's on the hands, and it'll be allowed to bounce out there by AJ Hart. He made a lot of ground, and it's a tough one there, right, in that situation, because if he makes the dive and he makes the catch, the innings is over. If he doesn't make the catch on that side of him and it goes past him, 2 runs will score.
Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly those split-second decisions that outfielders have to make. And we saw Riley Marquere have to make that decision in the second inning. And, of course, he went for the catch. 2 runs did score.
So Cole Evans fists one into shallow left field. Back-to-back hits. Pettit's chest must be still sore right now. After that ricochet coming off the bat of Connor Pettit, and it's Alfonso Venikovas now. He flew out to centre field his first at bat. There is 2 outs here in the bottom of the third innings.
Well, he's one of the batters showing the way for Auckland. His high batting average is 500, so he's really doing the job for them as Alphonse.
This one off the bat, Matakatia will take care of it, and we'll make sure that Pettit is okay as he goes back to the dugout. Boy, oh boy, that was a scary moment for him. He gets out of the jam anyway. No score for Auckland here in the bottom of the third innings. We'll go to the top of the fourth, moving quickly, 3-0, Auckland winning.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system, and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
Matakatia, Raumaki and Markia. They'll be 1, 2, 3 here for Wellington. As you see a big swing from Dante Matakati. I tell you what, he may not have been back in New Zealand very long, Dante, but he's made a big splash since he's got here, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, he these days residing in the Gold Coast in Queensland. Dante's come back for this tournament. Let's talk about the splash he's made. 5 games, 18 plate appearances, 14 at-bats. His on-base percentage is .611. He's batting .500. So Wellington getting some benefit out of him being back. Yes, they are.
Couldn't be a better table setter, could he? 500 batting average, 600 on deck. That means 60% of the time he reaches first base.
Yes, you definitely, if you were a betting man, you'd put his money on him getting to first base every time he's up to bat. And when he gets there, look out for this boy. He is quick.
Very, very quick is Dante Matakati. Takes the next rise ball up. Chapman, he's got the ability to throw that rise ball at different varied levels, doesn't he? He can throw it on the knee, inside and outside, but also on the letters or above the letters.
You just got to look at the amount of KCs he gets from it because batters just don't know where it's
That's
coming.
a backhand play from Cole Evans. Boy, oh boy, that was pretty, but unfortunately the arm just flails off to the right side. Matakati uses that pace to his advantage.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what happens. Even with guys as good as Cole Evans, he knows he's got to be split second accurate to get an out on Dante Matakati because that boy can run.
Number 18,
Jerome Ramaki now fell victim to that rise ball back in the first innings.
Romy, another one of the Wellington batters, having a very strong tournament. 5 games, 16 plate appearances, 12 at-bats, 688 on-base percentage. That's actually higher than Dante. Averaging 583.
Just see the question asked by Ramaki, was there contact with the bat and the catcher's glove there? Lance Brown says no, they've got nothing.
That's one of the technologies we're talking about now. The clarity that we get to hear from that home plate umpire. Some of the banter that goes on is actually very entertaining.
Oh, it is indeed. I tell you what, I haven't met a softballer that's not entertaining. Just simply outstanding, both on the diamond and off. Off and running on the pitch, and it's a liner to left field. And the only reason Dante Matakati doesn't go coast to coast on that play is because Ramaki got it on the screws.
Got it right in there, and of course Bradley Bennett had 2 or 3 feet to field that, and that ball was going 100 mile an hour.
Brings into the batter's box, number 91, Riley Markia.
Wellington with something cooking in the kitchen now. 2 runners aboard, no outs here in the top of the 4th innings. Trailing by 3, remember.
Well, we've already highlighted Riley, who's batting 400 for the tournament, and this guy could turn this game around with one swing of the bat.
Markia, as Riley takes the first pitch up. I tell you what, Graham Love, he has been back in New Zealand since 2001, flying into Wellington today, a little tear in his eye. You know, I said to him, you know what you can do to fix that? You can run the scoreboard for us for the rest of the match. So how cool. Graham Love is now in the crew. Lands, he's already hired. How about that?
There's that rise ball again from Chapman as we see Riley Mark here dig hard at that pitch. And gives himself a decent tap on the head for doing it as well. He wasn't happy with himself.
Top of the 4th innings here. Markia takes that one just below the kneecap. Question from Compain trying to... You can see there Lance Brown, he calls that nice and early too. He's very, very confident in his call because his zone is always consistent.
Yep, absolutely. He's got one of the more consistent zones in the country. All our Blues are very, very good.
This one's up in the air. Real far out of reach down the first base side. Markia looking to tie this ball game up with that swing.
Well, there we go. Mark here taking Chapman deep into the count here. And there's a conference because of it.
Timeout called here by the catcher campaign. Well, the campaign's going to call timeout here. What will he be wanting to do?
I think when you look at what Chapman's trying to do for Markia, they just want to get the signal and make sure they're clear about what each other wants, because you don't want to make a mistake against a batter like Riley Markia, because he's one swing away from evening the ball game up.
2-2 the count now. 2 runners on, no outs here for Wellington on the top of the 4th.
So I'm sure just making sure the two are on the same wavelength.
And the drop ball misses, but it misses low. The line is perfect.
There's some interesting goings on out there at the moment, that's for sure. And Markia's got himself involved in a big battle.
Well, it's a massive Titanic battle as Markia draws the walk. Goes down to first base there. Wellington with loaded bases, and it's the danger man, big Wayne Laulu. He's going to come up to bat here. Well, you know what? It just gets better because remember I told you Atiawa Toa FM's in the house? Well, we've got mic'd up with us Zane Van Lieshout from Auckland over there. Zane, what, mate, this match seems intense.
How you doing, Chop? Yeah, no, it's good so far. Good intensity right here, especially with loaded bases, so it'll be a good situation for us to get out of.
No outs at this point. Mate, I've got a question. Kellen Compain, he calls time, he goes to talk to Chapman there before about 2 pitches ago. What is he going to talk to Chapman about?
I think he's just trying to relax him a little bit. He could be changing the signals maybe.
This one's off the screws. Will it land? It'll score 1, maybe 2. Here comes Ramaki. No play at the plate. Wellington scored 2 here. And Tani Lau, he's clapping his hands at first base.
Coming up chance for Wellington to score 2 runs at the 4th innings here.
Wayne Laulu, simply outstanding contributor, softball here in New Zealand and Wellington. A stalwart for Wellington softball here gets this game within 2 runs.
Well, absolutely. What a job Wayne's done there for his team to get Wellington on the board and well and truly back in this ball game.
Zane, may want to come back to you here. When the pressure's on in this situation as a catcher, what's going through your mind?
I guess you're just sticking to the same game plan as what you already planned. Like, you shouldn't really change anything because at this stage, not yet. And you just pretty much just want to get out. Want to get out where you can and try and minimalise their runs.
Auckland, Wellington, always a Titanic battle. Why?
I'm not too sure. I think maybe just because Auckland's a super city, Auckland's a big city, and then Wellington's a capital. So they've both been powerhouses in the past, so it's always a big rivalry between the two.
Zane, Gary here, mate. I just want to ask you, Daniel is obviously probably close to being the premier pitcher in the country at the moment. You've caught to him a lot.
Yes,
how does he handle this sort of pressure?
He's good. He's getting a lot better from when he started, but he's doing absolutely amazing at the moment. So we just keep on pushing with him, and he'll keep on getting better.
Zane, before I let you go here, big swing from Harris, mate. Maybe coming as a pinch hitter in this match later on. Could be on the game could be on the line. Tell me what you're going to do.
Yes, sir. Let's hope so. I'm just going to get in there and see what the situation is, and just do my best for the team. That's my job at the moment. So
thank you.
That's all I could do.
Thank you, Zane Van Lieshout for the Auckland side for the inside. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the match.
Awesome. Thank you, Chopper.
And that one comes through the zone.
Yep, time out now.
And it's a pass ball though, so 2 balls and 2 strikes here. But 2 runners in scoring position for the power hitter Harris.
Don't you love it, Chop? And look at the senior players for Auckland gathering around their pitcher. They're all just talking to him, settling him down, calming each other down. I mean, and this is pressure that Wellington are putting on out there, real pressure.
Evans up the middle. Cole and Reese, shortstop and second base. Flies at that rise ball, does Harris. No one will catch it up there. He'll go down on strikes. But that's only the first out of the innings here. So Wellington with still 2 runners in scoring position, a massive I mean, massive opportunity. We're going to say before the two Evans up the middle, they're in front of the line here.
Yep.
The pace of Riley Markey at 60 feet away from tying the ball game.
Yeah, well, there's only one out. So Warren Stoddart, coach for Wellington, extremely experienced. He's got a lot of options.
My TM move that Wellington has always traditionally liked. Don't think they're going to use it here as the squeeze play, the bunt and run play. Traditionally been one of their big catch plays to catch the defence unawares.
Yeah, how exciting would that be?
And a heavy drop ball on the outside edge from Chapman. You know, there's only one thing on Chapman's mind here, isn't it? He just wants to sit them down on strikes.
Absolutely. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's got 8 of them, by the way, in the ball game. So, yeah, strikeout pitcher, definitely.
AJ Hart refrains from flailing at that rise ball.
Now, AJ Hart and then not so much Wayne, but Riley Mark here, forcing Chapman to go deep into the count, and it's working for Wellington.
Cold strike in the zone.
Hart nods in approval. Good pitch from Chapman. Levels the count now.
2 balls, 2 strike.
Balancing point of the match right now.
What money odds would you put on a rise ball right now, Chubbo?
Fairly high. Hart, though, needs a fly ball to score.
Ball in.
They go with the drop ball first, setting up the rise ball to finish. It'll be a full count, though.
Yeah. 3 balls, 2
So that means Chapman's going to feed it in a little closer to the zone.
Oh, you did say he has varying levels of rise ball. This one will be somewhere near the zone.
Chapman calls time on the mound, backs off.
No, 3-2 now, 3-2. Yeah.
As you hear Lance Brown, 3-2 now. That's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's that rise ball. You're dead right, Gary. Chapman picks up another victim. That is number 9 on the day for the right-hander from Auckland.
Well, on the way to achieving his 7-inning total or tally, shall we put it, he probably does give himself a goal at the end of every game.
Jaden Stratford, catcher. Makes the first pitch up and away. I tell you what, batters 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 in Wellington all struck out first time up in the order.
Yeah, they're also beginning to show 2 halves of the batting, aren't they? I mean, the production from Matakatia, Ramaki, Makia and Lalu in this innings has been outstanding.
Heavy rise ball, heavy swing from Stratford. 2 outs here, 2 ducks on the pond. Laulu at second base is quick. Don't be surprised on the size of him. And that drop ball on the outside edge is perfect, almost unhittable.
Well, we talked about the pressure that Chapman has been under in this innings, and he's definitely answering it now. 2 strikeouts in a row.
Rise ball, inside out swing. Evans gets it, loses his footing, but managed to make the toss in time. They'll leave 2 stranded with Wellington, but not before. It is big, the Tanilau. Wayne Laulu pops the Texas Leaguer over the shortstop, scores 2 runs here for Wellington. We've got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the bottom of the 4th, and we come back 3-2. Auckland leading.
Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more.
Atiawa Toa. It's all the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Noel on your Friday drive. Yes, it's that time again for your Ramere rap battles. We pick a bit of a coat bubble to rap about. We I take on
the man himself, and it's me, your boy, Powder in the morning, or we like to say Powder in the morning. And it's that time again, final where we rock the airwaves and get into your Ramere rap battles. And this week we're talking about the Wellington rugby league scene, all kicking off tomorrow morning at the Otaki Domain. So let's get straight into it, man. It's your Ramere rap battle.
Yo, here we go. Here we go.
Rugby League is back for 2018, smashing each other all over the scene. Hey, it's Piti Tera back in 2018, cause man, they are mean. I'm wishing you could say the same about me. But I'm more of a spectator, you know me. I'm with the man himself, they call him naughty, because sometimes he's very naughty.
Kiki te poro, ki te piki whara. Hit it up the guts, knock down, run it harder.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Aucklanders that'll come out here, Compain, Bennett and Evans, to get underway. We are in the bottom of the fourth innings and a real tight one now. One-run ball game, 3-2, Auckland leading.
Well, of course, Chop, we're into the middle stage of this ball game now, and it's the sort of stages where coaches start asking themselves and start thinking about their benches and things like that. But we do have Callan Compain up to bat. 5 games, 11 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's batting 300, so he's doing pretty good for his team.
Right on the number that you need to be successful to reach the fame. That's the Hall of Fame, is the catcher for Auckland.
I think the Hall of Fame level for New Zealand batters probably a little bit higher. We're that good.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you, Jerry. I am not going to argue. Update from the women's major semi-final. Auckland pick up another 2 runs in the top of the fourth. They lead now in the bottom of the fourth, 4-0. This one fouls off. And you see Charlie just rear back. I hate those ones. You know, when you chick swing and it still hits the bat.
I don't know if he's unhappy that it hit the bat or he's unhappy that it didn't hit his hand.
Yeah.
Or maybe happy that it didn't hit his hand.
1-2 now, the count on Compain. Knuckleball.
Compain hits the...
Excuse the exclamation mark, but you don't see many of those in the elite level these days as Compain flies out to Marty McBride on a knuckleball from Josh Pettit.
Wow, nice piece of adjusting a swing there from Callan Compain. Unfortunately, put it right down Marty McBride's throat, but he really did have to do some adjustment to get that pitch, and you could read the writing on that ball as Josh Pettit put it across the plate.
Big fat Mizuno 150 coming at you. Woo! About 150 kilometres too, might I add.
As opposed to that one, of course, which came in too fast for anybody to read it.
It'll be Bradley Bennett now. He got hit by pitch back in the second innings. This is second at bat.
Bradley Bennett, 4 games. Now listen to this. He's the number 1 batter.
Nice play by Matakatia. Boy, he's silky smooth. Makes that hard play look easy.
Well, we'll go through it anyway because 11 plate appearances, 6 at bat. Now this guy's getting on base, .800 and batting .667. So Wellington will be happy to see the back of him.
Indeed, indeed. Reese Evans is the opposing second baseman to Matakatia. Remember, he had an exciting
Auckland 3, Wellington
drive
2.
up the middle that scored back in the second innings.
This emphasises the depth in Auckland batting because when you've got senior batters batting in low numbers at the moment, a guy like Reese Evans, 3 games, 10 plate appearances, 9 at-bats, 4.44 he's batting.
Fantastic.
So the production always comes from somewhere.
Slow roller. Noel Monkey's got to be good, and he is good. Makes the throw over in time. 1, 2, 3, they come up. 1, 2, 3, they go down. We'll be back with the top of the fifth. 3-2, Auckland in the lead.
At Pack and Save, we're proud supporters of all things New Zealandy. In fact, not many know that I was 100% Kiwi made from good old number 8 wire. Here's Dad. Boing. Looking a bit highly strung today, to be honest. Pack and Save, proudly New Zealand owned.
104.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa. When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the fifth innings and an amazing matchup that is super tight, super tense between Auckland and the field here in Wellington. We'll be batting now on the top of the fifth innings. Wellington just scored 2 runs in the top of the fourth to open their scoring in this match. Can they continue the runs here against Chapman? It's a bunting run. I was waiting for this, but the defence is good. Outstanding work by the third baseman there, Kamalanoka.
Marty McBride, he might have actually been surprised he put that down because it took him 2 or 3 steps to get going, because I tell you, he's a little bit quicker than what we saw there.
Precision over power. That was the story I was trying to get to when Zach Boyd was up the first time and I interviewed him in the under-19s. The scrawny white kid hitting all these home runs. I interviewed him. I said, how did you do this? Precision over power, Chop. So that's this kid. Let's see what he can do now.
Well, you know, talking about scrawny white kids, he's already been compared at age grade level to a young Travis Wilson, another scrawny white kid that kept hitting it over the fence at a young age.
Inside drop ball backs Boyd off.
Very level-headed young man, Zach. We had the pleasure of having him in the booth in one of Wellington's earlier games on day 1.
Ground ball to Evans. He backs back. The arm is strong, and that's why he can do it. One of the best out there, Cole Evans at shortstop. That's one of those ones, isn't it, Gazza? Shortstop, there's a game within a game, isn't it?
Absolutely. Pitcher v pitcher, you know, shortstop v shortstop. They love it when it comes to them, don't they?
1-0, he says. 1-0.
You almost hear Cole out there going, hit it to me, hit it to me, hit it to me, I'll get you.
Third time through the lineup for Wellington now. Dante Matakatia goes to the first pitch. It's up. We'll go foul over the first baseline.
You look at that part of the Wellington order, Marty McBride, Zach Boyd, and then up to Dante Matakatia. A lot of speed. A lot of speed. No wonder they went to a short game there.
Woo-wee! I tell you what, Tom Cruise and Top Gun's got nothing on buzzing the tower like Chapman. Boy, that was close.
A little bit of a smile there aimed at Dante there after that pitch.
Pushes him back again here, does Chapman.
I just think, and we saw it with Riley, Mark here, Dante's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to engage Chapman.
You see, Mark here, Matakatia, his feet are so close to home plate. And there, he throws him inside drop ball. He challenges him with a swing as well. He's tempting Chapman to throw inside, isn't he?
That's right, and of course Chapman is rising to that challenge. We saw him back Matakatia off with that rise ball 3 pitches ago. But once again, they're forcing Chappie to go deep into account.
Outside this time.
This is the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That'll fill the count. No chance for Mesrick to buzz the towel again. He's got to come in the zone, Chapman. And it's a hard hit ball. It's high, very, very high, and it'll drift. Just drift out of play over the first baseline.
We got that first one.
Chapman's convinced he'd done the job there. Was halfway back to the dugout. But Matakatia lives to swing another day.
Great game here now.
He does indeed, does Matakatia.
Wellington 2.
That outfield shot from behind really does give you a good idea of how much Chapman is moving the ball.
Oh, a great rate of knots. Coming, velocity is quick, but the movement up and down.
Yeah.
2-dimensional is Chapman at this point, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not fair, really. It's just not fair.
And what a great job done by Dante Matakatia there.
Gets himself a walk.
Chapman watches Matakatia go to first base. I tell you, the chest is out in those two. They're like peacocks out there. Matakatia wins this battle. It'll be an Aomaki now. Remember, he drilled one to left field. Got there in a split second to Bradley Bennett.
Challenge issued, challenge accepted. You love seeing those sorts of battles within battles.
Good battle here now.
This is a battle. Auckland v Wellington.
Daniel Chapman.
Low lifter just sneaks in there from Chapman. Good pitch.
Comes back strong every time. He's definitely fully capable of handling the pressure. Of course, we know that. He's a Black Sox pitcher. He's Auckland's main ace. So definitely able to handle this pressure that Wellington are heaping on his shoulders.
Going on the pitch was Marakatia. Boy, he's aggressive. As that one throws a foul off the bat of Raimaki.
Wellington there. Marakatia going on the pitch for the steal. Goes foul.
Raimaki carrying some great form now and really getting back to the form we saw from Jerome a year or two ago. And he suffered some quite bad injuries. He's had some operations, but he's back and looking fully fit now.
2 down. Chapman comes in with
late decision by Raimaki, fights that one off.
Fouls that ball off. Sorry, Raimaki fouls that ball off.
So Wellington, almost like they've challenged Chapman here because they're really making him dig for these outs now.
Going on the pitch again was Marakatia.
Was going on the steal on the pitch.
And in particular, Chop, they're going at that rise ball that was doing so much damage in the first 4 innings.
It was a rise ball that Laulu fisted over the shortstop as well. Making adjustments here, the Wellingtonians.
One semi-final here.
This one comes off the bat. That's the thing with Jerome Raimaki, isn't he? He's a power hitter, but he can hit to all segments of the field.
Oh, hits with control. You know, you talk about him being a power hitter. He's not a. He doesn't have. He has more than one trick in his bag of tricks.
Number 18 for Wellington.
Sitting up outside. Will Marakatia go? Yes, he will. Here comes the throw. And he slides around the outside, but not quick enough. TK rings him up. Marakatia's aggressive, but Compain is powerful with his right arm. Shoots him down at second base. That'll do Wellington. They'll leave one stranded here. Bottom 5 coming up, 3-2.
Top of five.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, we've got some of the most loveliest scorers here, and if we get the score wrong, boy, oh boy, slap on the hand. It's the top of the 5th, boys. But thank God they're here because I don't know how to keep score. I just talk. I don't know what score what. Fantastic to have these lovely scorers in attendance here. They're doing an amazing job as well. Under the guidance of the chief scorer on this one for the tournament. It's been outstanding to have such experience here for softball New Zealand to dip into. And the chief scorer is Marie Bryan, a local scorer here. Lil Narton is the chief statistician, IT scoring technician, and Ditford. So fantastic to have their services here, the 2020 NFC.
Cold strike in the zone.
That one comes through and clips the edge here. Well, Wellington got to the top of the shop for their 3rd time through the order. Auckland's turn now with Kamalanoka.
Yeah, and of course, both lineups now have seen 2 pitches twice or more now. So you should expect them to see them zoning in on the ball a bit more. Maybe a few more hits in the game, and maybe some fireworks coming in the 5th and 6th innings.
Auckland batting now here. And they'll pour that one through the outer edge, just off the zone, does Josh Pettit.
Well, Joshy just seems to down on a few Ks on his pitching from the first one to 2 innings. But a little bit more measured. In where he's putting it.
This one's deep. And Hart, just worried about the fence there. That one bounces between him and the fence. Very, very close to being catchable.
Yeah, well, he did all the work to get there, and I thought he had time. But then just at the last minute, he had a sneaky peek at the fence. And yeah, it bounced. Went over the fence, one bounce.
Well, you know what I told you? I said it's great to have these lovely screwers here. I think she just put us up the garden path. It's the bottom of the fifth here at the moment, with a sneaky smile on her face. Bottom five here, Auckland batting.
Sorry, Gary.
Graham Love running the scoreboard. He's like, Chop, how do I change it back? How do I change it back? And I like checking my scorebook. I know my scorebook's ugly, but yeah, I got it. It's bottom five. Bottom five it is. Auckland batting there, leading the ball game 3-2 at this point.
I will always go with what the scorers tell me. So.
Same. And I'll go with Kavalanoka too as he dispatches that outside rise ball through the 5-6 hole.
Well, as I said, Chop, both batting lineups will be getting used to the pitches now, so we'll see them zoning in a bit more on the pitches.
Fantastic indeed to see these hitters at this level make adjustments, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's Auckland's first change as well. We're going to see Maddox Rice come in for a pinch hit.
Well, Maddox Rice will be hitting for Rashawn Thompson, the centre fielder. Rice is a centre fielder as well, so they will have the option if they choose to leave him in the ball game.
Yeah.
We'll find out when they go to the field later.
Very canny, and as I mentioned, as we get into these innings, we've got Maddox Rice here. We'll quickly find him on the sheet here. 4 games. He's a pretty handy one to come in as well. 10 plate appearances, 9 at-bats. He's batting .333, right in that Hall of Fame level.
Rice takes a catch at that low rise ball.
Josh Pettit misses his location, drop ball thrown over the top of the zone, swung up by Rice, and he smiles back to Stratford behind there. My bad. Good to see a pitcher acknowledging a missed spot.
That sort of communication is almost like ESP, isn't it, between a pitcher and a catcher?
1 ball, 1 strike.
Just little nods and little smiles, even just a little raise of an eyebrow, and they say a whole sentence to each other.
Those nuances being in the same page. Showing bunt, push, and it works. A charm by Rice. He puts the bat out to bunt. In comes Laulu, in comes the pitcher. Matakatia vacates second base. He then pushes it through that vacated slot. Sneaks it through the eye of a needle. Auckland now with 2 runners on and no out.
Job done by Maddox Rice. Well, it was a little bit more than a bunt. It was a decent sort of a push bunt. It beat right in between Laulu and Pettit and Matakatia couldn't get there in time to prevent the out, but it left first base vacated. Nobody there.
Outside. Auckland are right where they want to be right now. 2 runners on, and then the meat of their order. They go Thomas Anoka, Connor Peden, and Cole Evans.
Well, with none out, who would put money on Auckland not converting here?
Every person in Wellington, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Wellington would be hot favourites on that one.
There'd be 2 different totes, one for Wellington, one for Auckland, wouldn't there?
Unfortunately, we'd get swamped because the population in New Zealand is all north of the Bombay Hills.
Well, I think when Zane was talking about that, you're saying, Auckland's the biggest city and Wellington's the capital. I was going to say to him, well, does that make Wellington tell you what to do because they're the capital?
Yeah, we're the capital. We tell everybody what to do. I'll take my Wellington here to put it on for a second.
Well, Wellington will want Josh Pettit to take charge here for sure at this point.
Well, I've been impressed with Josh. I mean, he, as I said, he hasn't had a lot of pitching. He hasn't had any club pitching from before Christmas. And so he, in terms of pitching, he should be very much underdone. But he's done a good job.
Inoka takes that one inside. That'll move him into a hitter's count now, 3-1. And you see Jerome Ramaki just take a bit of time to talk to his starting pitcher. Passes on some advice. Then gives him a tap on the leg and says, let's go to work.
Jerome very much a leader in softball in Wellington. He pretty much owns the PK club these days. Club man through and through for them. And of course, in return to Wellington softball, Jerome Ramaki, how can you go past him for his experience?
Single left field. A push bunt, that's safe, and a walk now issued to Inoka here in the bottom of the 5th innings. Auckland in the driver's seat. It's only a 1-run difference, but if they can convert a couple more, maybe that rise ball from Chapman can take them home.
Well, maybe, but I'm just looking over to the bullpen over there, and I see the Canadian pitcher over there, Caleb Keeshing, warming up, so we might be due for a bit of a change very shortly.
That rise ball is right down Main Street. Peden taking all the way here. Nathan Nukunuku, the head coach for Auckland. Gareth Pollard, the assistant. It looks like Robocop with all of those arm protectors on him, does Pollard. But Nukunuku throwing up the strategy with the batting signals. So you know Nukunuku's a gamer. We'll know when to push and when not to push.
Oh, Nathan Nukunuku, very much a coach with a foot in both camps, very much a player / coach. Gradually easing his way into those coaching ranks these days, but still very capable of winning games with the bat for any team he plays for.
Hard hit ball. They'll get a force play home. The double play to 1, and it comes off the elbow, and he says it's safe. That means that he's in the lane, and he'll try to score, and he's safe as well. An aggressive base running.
He's in the running track. He was inside the line. I got him inside the line too. No. He's in the track. He's in the track. He's in this line. He's in the track. We got him in the track. He's safe.
Lance Brown, very authoritative there.
He had a track. If he was in field, I would have had him. Been all over him.
He had a clear view of the runner, Connor Peden, going down to first base. And you'll see there, if we cut to a shot of the field for you, down the first base line, there's 2 lines there that run down the tram line. As a base runner, you've got to be going down there. His arm may have been in the way, but his body was in the line, so he's in fair running territory. It comes off his elbow. They're trying to get the double play. Clears the bases. Auckland, a massive turn there. Unfortunately, the ball hitting his elbow. They now have a huge lead in this contest. 3 runs come in because of it. I'm just going to check the score completely. Goes at the first pitch here.
I'll take him. J.O. got him.
Markia makes the catch, throws it over to 3.
Obstruction there. And safe there. Time out, everyone. We're good. We've got an out here. He's safe there. Let's go.
Tell you what, Gary Rauhiki, if there is ever such a time to put your paycheck in, Lance Brown is earning every dollar here today in this major semi-final. 2 plays very close, home plate slide by Inoka, the ball coming off the elbow, a collision at third base. He's having to earn his money and his stripes here at the moment, isn't he? I just want to clarify the score, Gaz. I've got 5-2,
6-2,
or 6-2. Alfonso Venikovas now. Rolls over the top of this one, will go foul.
I think the game needed that pitch just to settle things down a little bit there, Chopper, because, gosh, it's hard to keep up with the action that's just happened in the last 2 minutes. But, yeah, there's a lot of tension out there, and you've got to admire the way Lance Brown has run up and down that line. The first base line, then the third base line, just to make sure all the players are clear on what his calls were.
Big swing by Venikovas. Can't catch up to the rise ball of Pettit. Of course, the innings started with Inoka with a single to left field, a push bunt to get safe, then a walk, so loaded bases on that throw down there. It clears the bases, the 3 runs will score. The score now is 6-2. And he just mows him down here. I'm just going to double check that with the official scorer when we go away. We'll come back at the top of the 6. Offensively, Auckland look good, but boy, Lady Luck's on their side as well. They lead the ball game back soon.
Second pit spot next was O'Daya, 3 wide.
The TAB takes you from wherever you are, right into the race. Melbourne Cup season is here. Join the TAB, deposit $10 and get a $20 bonus with the promo code SPRING. TAB, now you're in the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the bottom of the 5th innings had all action for the Aucklanders when they were up to bat there. A single, a bunt, a walk, and then a fielder's choice. The shortstop, Boyd, throws to the catcher Stratford to get the lead runner out for the first out of the innings. So 2 other runners score in that innings on that one that comes off the elbow guard of Peden. So the score is 5 runs to 2 here. Wellington trailing Auckland.
There's not much you need to say about that, Chopper. And I mean, Lance Brown took over the commentary there for a little while, and the pictures we were showing spoke for themselves about how intense that action was.
How good is it having the umpire mic'd?
Absolutely, it's a revolution for us.
Firm call by Brown behind the dish. Native of Wanganui, Lance Brown. Officiated at a number of World Cups around the world for the WBSC. Hard hit ball up the middle. It's a lead-off single, just what the doctor ordered for Wellington from Ramaki.
And of course, Ramaki was better at the bottom of the previous innings. Saw Chapman for about 7 or 8 pitches. So no surprise in there that he's now zoned in on Chappie's pitching.
Riley Markia struck out in the first, a walk in the 4th. With the margin 5 runs to 2 here, and we're in the 6th innings, the top of, is it still sacrifice bunt situation?
No, I don't think so. You're 3 runs down with 6 outs away from the ball game. They need something out on the grass, and they need something to score runs. Any out now is just wasting outs for the ball game for them.
Pulling the string perfectly there, Chapman. It's Markia swinging forward on that one.
And I think you'll probably see that adjustment with the Wellington batters as well.
Outside.
Maybe a surprise play from one of their very fast McBride, Boyd or Matakatia, but otherwise than that, I can't really see it.
This one, skies up, will go out of play from the young Riley Markia out of the Punaka Kalburni Ball Club. Had a hiatus in Christchurch for a couple of years. His dad was working down there. Come on, Whānau. Down with all the construction work and things that's going on down there. Very successful businessman is Thomas Markia.
And how quickly has this young player risen to prominence? I mean, I remember when he was playing T-ball, and here he is, very much ensconced in the Black Sox setup. And of course came away from that World Series in the Czech Republic with a lot of credibility when a few other players possibly didn't.
2018, Riley Markia represents the junior Black Sox in Prince Albert. Takes them through to a bronze medal in that World Championship. Later on, he gets named in the Black Sox to tour to the Czech Republic. 2019, he makes the big team again for the World Championship there. Heavy swing by the young mark here. So his rise through the program is well documented.
It's the speed of it though, Chop. You know, one day you're playing age grade softball and then you're on the world's biggest stage.
That's it. Takes this rise ball. And there's a nice play there. Jerome Ramaki. I tell you what, did Rolly Markey do that on purpose?
I think he might have pre-planned there.
You got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. He walks off like it's a walk.
Yep.
Ramaki walks, and then they realise, no, it's only 3. Ramaki goes to 2. He gets an extra base just on a tricky card move.
Well, who needs a bunt? When you can just sort of make the Auckland infield visibly relax by trying to head to first when oops, I forgot the count.
You can throw the sacrifice bunt away, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This one's up. Ball 4. Signal straight away from Brown. Nuku Nuku goes straight out of the dugout here. I want to ask the question. Let's listen in to see what that conversation is.
Nothing was bad, no.
What's it look? Is it Charles' jump glove?
Not bad anyway.
I'm with Nuku Nuku on that. I heard a sound as that ball come through.
Interesting, because Nuku Nuku suggested it might have been
the bat,
Campaign's glove.
Or
it was
the glove.
Nuku Nuku who said it.
Yeah.
Lance Brown, don't know, but it wasn't the bat.
Exactly. I tell you what, the naked ear couldn't hear that because we've got the umpire mic'd up. I did hear the neck, and it must have been the glove that's much closer to the umpire. Well, it's the Tani Lau. He drove in 2 back in the 4th innings with 2 ducks on the pond now. They're only trailing by 3, remember, Gazza?
Yes, well, one swing of the bat here and everything's all square. So, and who better to do it than Lalu, who, of course...
Hard hit ball the other way, straight to the outfielder, and there is no tag up by Ray Mucky as he slaps his thigh, not happy with himself. To be fair, replacement right fielder out there. Oveni Kovas has gone to left, so Maddox Rice, I think, stayed in the ball game.
Yep.
And he's at right field now. He was coming forward on the catch, so would have had a strong arm to 3 anyway.
Yeah, interesting there. I mean, a game of inches. But a player of Jerome's experience, yeah, he should have been back on that base, tagging up a bit quicker than that.
The tough thing, though, isn't it, is that Laulu hits it on a rope. It gets to the outfielder, Rice, in seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a very...
There's a hard hit ball again. This one's on the ground, though, to Rice. Will they challenge him at home? Yes, they will. It is Ramaki. He gets up, picks up the bats, and he'll high-five his teammates. Wellington now within 2.
Now this Wellington team just refusing to lay down and be defeated. Count the outs. No outs.
Outstanding here for the Wellingtonians. Obviously the Laulu drive to Rice, the last at bat before Joel Harris takes the first pitch and dispatches it down the line here. I think we've got to make a move for Harris. Someone's going to come off the bench with some gas in the legs.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. A great piece of batting by Wellington there. I've only got one out. We've got Riley Mark here now standing at third base. And Wellington only 2 runs behind in the ball game.
John McCauley will come out and run for Joel Harris. Harris is the designated player, remember. So Macaulay can stay in for as long as they like. He just becomes the DP at this point. Not deputy principal. Designated player. Harris, perfect there with the RBI in the 6th. AJ Hart now. 2 strikeouts in the day. That's what Harris had before his at-bat. He gets the first pitch in the well on the outside corner.
Well, certainly is a game worthy of a major semi-final. And, of course, the winner of this going straight to the grand final. These 2 teams just keep coming back at each other.
with a high rise ball, full ball.
Warren Starner, the head coach of Wellington, just telling AJ Hutt, I want you to make that strike zone a postage stamp. And it's an inside-out swing. It'll go the same direction. In comes one. Looking to go coast to coast. And on the throw, Hart will go to second base. A little rush of blood to the head maybe for Maddox Rice. They score another run within one now, but now they've got two in scoring position.
And still only one out.
Wellington striking twice here. Remember, Harris and Hart both struck out both times they come up in this match. Then they produce RBI singles to right field, both of them. Knowing when to cash in at key moments is so critical, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and Wellington certainly cashing in. We talk about the production from that top line of their batters, and we're getting it again right here in this innings now.
It's Stratford, tries the running bunt. One fence, one catch.
That's the change of tactic to what we thought, because now they're only one run behind Chop. So they're very much looking to convert that one run.
Getting out was Lolu's drive to Rice at right field. He's been busy. As that infield will have to compress in again with that runner at third base. Fouled back. Gary, when the infield compresses like that closer to home plate, what does that do for the batter?
Well, you think about it, I mean, it brings everybody into his line of sight. And so he knows he's not going to be able to put it on the turf in front of them because they're going to swallow it up. But he's not going to have to.
One bounce. They'll try to send two home with Wellington, and they'll do it with ease. AJ Hart comes up. He is pumped. And we have a score change, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wellington now leading the ball game here in the top of the fifth innings. They lead by one.
Well, if Wellington had any problems with the lower order in their batting, it's coming right at the right end of the game, isn't it?
4 runs have scored in the innings of back-to-back-to-back hits off Chapman. Has Wellington solved the Rubik's Cube of the rise ball? I don't know what it is, but they've got something going right now offensively, haven't they?
Look at your sheet, and you look at where Wellington started. They only started getting into the game in the 4th innings.
A pass ball now. Momentum switched. The ebb and flow. Definitely in the Wellingtonians' corner right now.
Oh, we saw the pressure that Wellington put on Auckland in the 4th inning. And then we saw that little bit of gamesmanship between Matakatia and Chapman. We saw Riley Marquere and Chapman. And they just seemed to get into his skin a little bit. He bought into it a little bit. And now, of course, Wellington are capitalising on that pressure and scoring runs.
Big swing, no ding from Marty McBride there. Stratford, an insurance run now 60 feet away. They lead the ball game 6 runs to 5. Does Wellington in the top of the 6th innings. That rise ball is good as he pumps through the zone. Wellington still got Caleb Kiesig warming up in the bullpen as an insurance policy if needed for Bennett. And they come back defensively in the bottom of the 6th. But Auckland have to get out of the top of the 6th first before we see a Wellington pitcher.
Absolutely, and probably a good time to bring him in. Stoddy may be thinking about it. He might let Josh see a couple of batters, but Marty McBride strikes out.
Marty McBride.
Chapman had not thrown a strikeout for 10 batters.
Well, yeah, it's just that pressure that Wellington have been putting on him. And they have been getting to him. I told you they were attacking that rise ball, which was doing the damage in innings 1, 2, and 3, where Chappie racked up 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. Largely on the back of that pitch.
10 strikeouts on the day for Daniel Chapman. Heavy drop ball on the outside edge. You can see the perspiration on Chapman's neck now. He's had to work hard here. 8 batters so far in the top of the 6th innings. 4 runs across the plate. Inside to Zach Boyd. Movement in the bullpen for Auckland. Liam Twigden is up, loosening his pitching arm.
Interesting. You really do got to give Zach an Academy Award for the way he emphasises that pitch is inside.
Strikeout in the third for Zach Boyd.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Frozen by an inside lifter, then a ground out to strong throw from Cole Evans at shortstop. Hard hit ball that Evans can't get to. Wellington have blown this one open. As he'll try and go to 2, it's a sliding double for the shortstop from Wellington. Well, it was 1-0 to Cole Evans before it. It's now 1-1 as he drives that one past Evans' glove on the left side.
Absolutely astounded Chopper with this comeback from Wellington in this innings. 7 runs to 5. And now we were talking about Auckland possibly going all the way to this one just a few minutes ago, and it's remarkable how quick things can change.
5 runs in the innings here. They're now leading the ball game by 2, Wellington. And a hefty swing down to 1 knee. He isn't going to go down thinking, is he?
Oh, there's another one of the Wellington batters. Chopper just keep going at this rise ball that has been Chapman's main weapon.
There's the rise ball, but it's too high.
And you've got to think that somewhere in the Wellington dugout they've said around about the 4th innings, enough is enough. You know, you guys have got to get on top of that, or we're going to go to the early game tomorrow morning.
In the 4th innings, Wellington set up 7 batters. Chapman settles back down in the 5th. They retires him in order. But now, this is the 9th batter of the innings.
So not only do they take him deep into the counts now, but he's been out there for a long time.
Twigden. As I see Nathan Nukunuku walking over to Twigden to see if he's ready. Another base runner gets on. Could be the end of the day. This one's up.
Yeah,
They'll want to make this catch for him, but they can't because it goes foul down the right field line.
Twigden heading to the dugout now.
Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nukunuku letting him know the situation, when and how, and possibly you come in. Twigden is ready to go.
Interesting call from Nukunuku now as to when he does it.
Hadn't seen the change up for at least 2.5 innings. That one's in the dirt. Full count now. Zach Boyd with pace at second base with 2 outs. And it's up and away as Menakati will go down to first base, and they'll rattle the dugout with Wellington. They're rowdy in there right now because the top of the 6 has been outstanding.
Absolutely outstanding, and it's one of the comebacks. It's why we come and watch softball. You know, Wellington down and out in the 3rd and 4th inning. They were down 5-2 and have come back to rattle Auckland, rattle the cage, leading the ball game 7-5.
Rowdy, you're right.
Jerome Ramaki up to bat. He's one of the batters at the beginning of the innings who sparked it for Wellington. And if Wellington didn't have their game faces on in the first 3 innings, they certainly have now.
Intense matchup, intense competition.
Runners on 1 and 2. 6 innings.
Change up. Boyd thinks about going. With a good regather from the catcher Compain will keep him at second base. 2-1 the count here on Jerome Ramaki. Hard hit ball.
Hard hit down the left field side.
An arranging catch by the left fielder Alfonso Venikovas. It'll complete the innings here in the top of the 6 innings, but not before the middle of the order. Boy, oh boy, they came good. Harris, Hart, Stratford and Boyd driving in 5 runs here for the Wellingtonians. A massive score change here. They lead the ball game now. 7 runs to 5, Gary. That type of momentum shift, how does it happen?
Well, it's just a matter of sticking to your plan, sticking to your, what you want to do. Obviously, things are a bit fluid in the dugout. They talk about what they're going to do. I made the point before that Chapman was dominating them with that rise ball, and all of a sudden they come out of the dugout and Wellington are attacking the rise ball. And did it work for them? Hell yes, it did.
Well, there you go. Well, there'll be a pitching change, and we come back. We'll give that to you on behalf of Ballpark Broadcasting.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
Top of the 6 innings, Wellington send up 10 batters and 5 of them cross home plate. An outstanding offensive performance from the Wellingtonians. They have the lead now, 7 runs to 5 in the bottom of the 6 innings, and there'll be a pitching change for Wellington. Josh Pettit's off the bump, new pitcher in, Caleb Kesey.
Yeah, well, Caleb Kesey, he's been a very well-performed Canadian import, plays for Island Bay in the local Wellington Premier 1 competition. He's played 3 games in this tournament. He's a very well-performed pitcher. He's in the Canadian training squad. His batters faced is 55, and the ERA 0.47.
Josh Pettit has put together an amazing performance here in this major semi-final. Goes through 5 innings. He did give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th innings.
Yeah, well, I mentioned to you Josh was underdone a little bit coming into this tournament, but yeah, to do that and keep Wellington in sight in 5 innings of work, he's done a good job.
Caleb Kesey, don't know if he's ever pitched at this type of matchup at this type of level before, but simply outstanding as he now gets an opportunity to try and close this one out for them. Well, we've got with us now the guy who hit in the first run in the top of the 6 innings. That is Joel Harris. Joel, 2 strikeouts on the day, mate. Then you get the key hit to drive in the first run.
Oh, yeah, mate. Just trying to see the ball, hit the ball, you know. Just pure luck, I guess.
Well, it wasn't pure luck, buddy, because you got all of that, a solid single the other way. What did Wellington do to change the fortune against that right arm of Daniel Chapman?
Oh, mate, you know, just got to trust in the boys and just got to lay off that rise ball. That's about it.
Joel, Gary Rahihi here, mate. Talk about that rise ball. It actually seems to me like you guys started attacking it and really swinging hard at the rise ball that was near the zone. Was that a preconceived plan?
No, not really. It's just trying to be aggressive at all times, but, you know, trying to see the perfect pitch and just try to own it, eh?
Yeah, did a good job, mate. Well done.
Joel,
cheers,
just want to ask you one more question before you go. And I know you're very busy. Thank you for taking the time. Last year, grand finalists against each other. Of course, if you can hold this lead and get to the grand final, if Auckland can make it back there, how much better will it be if you actually beat Auckland this time in the final?
Oh, mate, you know, it'll be the first for Wellington in about 11 years, so we'll be happy for the boys to come around and get this W.
Well, as you said, pitch by pitch, step by step, win this one first. We wish you the best of luck.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Bradley Bennett gets down into first base after that action. And now Reece Evans will swing over the first pitch he sees from the replacement pitcher, Caleb Kesey.
Yeah, it was a nice piece of hitting by Bradley Bennett. And Auckland, let's not forget, they're only 2 runs down. And look at this Auckland order. they could definitely come back, and they could come back quickly.
Oh, 2 runs is nothing in elite softball, that's for sure, especially at an NFC level.
And there's a lot riding on this game. You're talking about a grand final berth, and not having to play again tomorrow morning. So there is a lot riding on this game.
A lot indeed. The direct path to the 1:30 p.m. grand final scheduled for tomorrow. Hard hit ball down the line. Of course, you get all the action in the 2 grand finals, 11 a.m. the women. They will be here on Sky Sport 8 if you can't get to Fraser Park Sportsville. But if you're in the lower half of the North Island and the top half of the South Island, get here because the action is simply going to be unreal tomorrow as well.
Yeah, well, it's not just sport, mate. It is world-class sport at this level.
Ground ball the other way. Olu thinks about going to 2. A wise choice. Bennett got a good jump on it, so he will get moved over, albeit with 2 outs.
Well, the important outcome there was what Laulu was thinking about, and that's to get an out. 2 runs to defend, so there is an insurance run in place. But let's not forget, Auckland are going to get another crack at this as well.
They will indeed, Auckland. Bottom of the 6th innings here. Well, we found out who one of the grand finalists are in the women's division. As that one goes back to the screen, that will allow Bennett to go down to 3rd base on this one.
Well, there we go. Here come Auckland.
Gretchen O'Coin pitches Auckland to a grand final berth. 5 runs to 0 over Canterbury, the ladies.
Oh, Gretchen, of course, been in New Zealand for a couple of years now. She's an import, but by gee, she is strong, and wouldn't surprise me if she's the pitcher they go to in that grand final.
Outstanding athlete is O'Coin.
2-1, fellas, 2-1. Off the plate.
Inside, off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Oh, Campbell Anoka has had a hit in the ball in the last innings. He was out at the bat as well. So with the runner out there, they'll be looking for him to produce here as well.
So Canterbury ladies team will drop to the sudden death semi-final, and they will face the local side, Hutt Valley, getting up over Wellington 3-2 in their quarterfinal matchup. Line drive, straight to Boyd. Just what they needed, Wellington. 5 runs they score. And their part of the innings, the top of the 6th, and they put up a donut on Auckland in the bottom.
Oh,
oh boy, this one's a goodie. Can Wellington add an insurance run in the 7th? We'll find out when we come back.
At Pack and Save, we're always looking for ways to cut costs and save you money. So we're taking all the yellow out of this ad. Hit it, guys. Yeah, that might be a bit much. Can we put a little... That's better. Pack and Save, our policy, New Zealand's lowest food prices.
Tamariki Ora is a well-child health nurse-led service, providing health assessment, early interventions, education and health promotion, and whānau care and support. For further details, contact the friendly team at Tamariki Ora Waifetu, phone 566 8214. The Mighty Whāngai Iwi Panel, a partnership between New Zealand Police, Ministry of Justice, and Te Runanganui o Te Atiawa.
Your team lose again, bro? I've never seen a ball bounce like that before.
The weekends for calls. Make yours at tab.co.nz.
Re-entry of 19, please. 10 out of the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark here. An outstanding game number 45 on the schedule. It's the major semi-final between Auckland and Wellington. It's been a titanic matchup so far. Auckland, they scored 3 in the bottom of the 2nd innings. Wellington replied with 2 in the top of the 4th, but it was 2 runs by Auckland in the bottom of the 5th innings. The way Chapman was going, I thought that was going to be enough. Wellington come out on the top of the 6th. They scored 5 runs to lead this ball game now. 7 runs to 5 at this point. We're up to the top of the 7th. Insurance run time for Wellington.
Well, interesting to see Chapman come back out of the dugout. There's a lot of faith being put in him here in this innings after what happened in the last innings. 5 runs coming from off the pitching of Chapman. And we did see Liam Twigden warming up extensively, but faith put back in one of the country's senior pitchers. He's back out there throwing the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Riley Markia. Struck out in the first innings, then 2 walks in the 4th and the 6th.
Quite noticeable that the Wellington batters now are staying off that high rise ball, which they were swinging at in the first 3 innings of the ball game.
Strike two.
Change up this time. If they won't swing at the rise ball, let's try something different, and this one works.
Nasty change up by Chapman there, got right down into the dirt, and Riley Mark here, he missed that by daylight between the bat and the ball.
11th strikeout of the match for Daniel Chapman. Looks like they're going to live and die on Chapman's arm on this one.
Dead ball.
Wayne Laulu just chips that one into the front foot. Foul.
Right into the big toe.
Chapman now.
We look at that. There's what their pitcher has to look at there. He's an imposing sight in that batter's box.
When Wayne Laulu walks at you after you throw one inside at him, I don't know about you, but I'd start running back to second base.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you wouldn't get far because he can run as well.
Look at him now, smiling on his face, just like they have flicked a switch. Wayne Laulu, one of the best characters in softball, one of the most talented athletes as well. Low lift is good on the outside edge.
Oh, there we go. Chapman coming back strong in this innings. He's finding those corners again. And, of course, he's going to need to blank Wellington here to give his team a chance.
Goes the other way, does Wayne. And it'll bounce foul deep in the corner to right field.
Now, that's a spot where Wayne is that outside pitch that he sends towards right field. Something he does quite a lot and probably does as well, if not better, than a lot of batters around.
Benz is back. I tell you what, anytime you see a power hitter get underneath a drop ball or on top of a rise ball, it sends shivers down your spine as a pitcher.
Well, it means they're seeing it, doesn't it, Chop? They're seeing it, and they know we're about where it's going to end up. And for them, it's right in the middle of the barrel of the bat.
Outside this time.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 now the count.
Down to 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Gary Rauhiwi back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, sorry, people. I'll try and keep it up to date.
Here's a hard hit ball. Throw it away, ladies and gentlemen. Throw it away.
Gets that going to be just in the side of the round. It's a home run. Wayne Laulu puts the ball over the left field fence to extend the Wellington lead.
It's a high five for every member in that Wellington dugout as they come out to celebrate. I said, anytime you get under a rise ball on top, or under a drop or over a rise ball, it shivers down the spine. And he didn't get under it or over it this time. He squared it right up and set that one out of the park. They now lead the ball game 8-5.
Right in the middle of the barrel of that bat.
Joel Harris enters the ball game, a designated player. Remember, he started this charge.
Certainly did, and Joel Harris, of course, we had a quick chat with him during the innings, and he said it's just about trusting the boys and trusting that they're going to stay off that rise ball. Well, exactly what Wellington have done.
Interesting too, Wayne Laulu excluded from the greater Golden Homes Black Sox squad because they know what he can do. Mark Sorensen rings him. If you're the best batter in the country, you'll be in the team for the World Cup in 21. With hits like that, you'll get the phone call every day. Harris grounds out to third base for the second out there, as you were saying. Sorry, Gary.
Oh no, absolutely, I agree. But I mean, Chop, it's when guys like that with their international experience, it's about when they do it as well. And they was a little bit quiet in the first 3 or 4 innings. Wellington need an insurance run, and look, guess who gets up there and does it under all sorts of pressure.
Cold strike in the zone, 1 strike.
This one comes through the zone.
Andre, a nice hit at his last turn at bat.
Change up. We actually saw that in the first innings, didn't we? We saw 2 change-ups.
Yep.
Thrown to AJ Hart. So definitely something in the book that they can see.
Interesting though, he went away from it, and for 2 innings it looked like he was dominating Wellington with gas. And then of course we saw Wellington creep back into it, getting used to that gas, and now he's gone back to it. So maybe he shouldn't have changed his tactic in the first place. Who knows what the thinking or the process that goes on there.
And the rise ball outside is too good. As you see, Chapman will complete the innings there, but it's not before Tani Lau. He puts a charge into 1 and sends everyone in the 0-4 into an ovation. They lead now by 3, does Wellington. Will that be enough for Caleb Keesing? Will it be enough? We'll find out when we come back in the bottom of the 7th.
He might not look like Nudge in an apron, but that's John Miller. Loving husband, relatively reliable plumber, and holder of the Bledisloe Cup and 2 Investex Super Rugby titles. Don't let the heels fool you. Wendy crushed 2 of the biggest names in men's tennis to go all the way at Wimbledon. Tony, one of New Zealand's most impressive multi-sport players. Multi, try playing and taking out a rugby league grand final, a grand slam, and the New Zealand Cup all at once. Mary Adams came from nothing to take Cleveland to the playoffs. Where to next? Well, she won the New Zealand Derby with Ginger Nuts. Finally, meet Richard Sykes, a man with many loves, 80s hip-hop, whose dog barked Twain, and winning, specifically, the Cup final at Wembley. Now it's your turn. TAB, now you're in the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The major semi-final has simply been outstanding. Up and down the game, it has been topsy-turvy. Collisions, elbow guards, slides, aggressive hitting. It's been superb all over the diamond. And we're going to find out what the finish of this one will be, because Caleb Keesing, he's got a 3-run lead now handed to him as we go to the bottom of the 7th innings. Auckland. Well, they're down to their last few chances, aren't they? It'll be Maddox Rice, Thomas Inoka, and Connor Peden 1, 2, 3 here.
Well, Maddox Rice went short in his last at bat, got himself on 1.
3 ball, here we go.
3 balls.
But Keesing probably only has eyes for 3 outs, and he's out of here.
Cold strike in the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. On the batter, number 16, Maddox Rice.
Look at that, people. I'm up to date with the balls and strike count.
Hitters count here for Rice. Flares at it. Oh, we said watch out when they get underneath the drop ball. That's just what Maddox Rice did there.
Yep, let's go. They're only 3 runs down. You know, we're in a ball game. We've already seen with Wellington looking like they're down and out. Anything can happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying the broadcast here. Atiawa Toa FM working in partnership with Ballpark broadcasting this major semi-final. Well, guess what? It's too good to stop. We've got a bonus coverage coming up. 7 p.m. We're already past that time, so 15 minutes after the conclusion of this match will be the sudden death quarter-final between Hutt Valley and North Harbour. The action continues here at the NFC. Walker shoot to Rice down to first base. And Cardinal sin. You got to lead. Don't walk the first batter.
Absolutely. All you're doing is providing opportunities for Auckland to come back. And every out for Wellington in terms of winning the game is precious, and they just throw away an opportunity. Even if you are looking at getting the ball near the zone, they should be looking for ground outs or pop flies.
Thomas Anoka. Single up the middle in the first innings. Strikeout and a walk in the third and the fifth. But that was against, of course, the starting pitcher, Josh Pettit. First time him seeing Caleb Kiesig here.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and Caleb Kiesig, it'll be the first time he's seen a batting lineup like Auckland since he's been in this country. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to it as well. Mind you, he knows it exists, and he might have come here for exactly that reason. Show the Canadian selectors I can do something while I'm over here against one of the top batting talents in the world.
Three ball, one strike.
3-1 count. Another hitter's count here. Kiesig living on the edge. Drop ball. Back-to-back walks here. As we see Josh Pettit just walking back to the bullpen.
Well, here we go, Chop. They're only 3 runs behind. Now we're in a similar situation to when Wellington were down. We're looking now at one swing away from levelling up the ball game.
Well, this game is not going to be any different. It's been outstanding. It's been intense the whole way through, hasn't it?
Well, it's had everything. You know, it's been like a sword fight, cut and thrust, cut and thrust. And we saw Auckland open the account. We see Wellington come back, and we see Auckland extend, and then we see Wellington come back and overtake.
Connor Peter now, first baseman. Varied success today. Strikeout in the first. Drove one off the leg of Pettit. The third, looking to turn the double. And they will!
Oh,
it's
what
a
a play.
great play by Jerome Raimaki. Maddox Rice has no choice but to run into the tag. And then the spin and the power of Ramaki's right arm executes the double play. Wellington now 1 out away from getting to the grand final.
Well, there we go. You talk about wanting your senior players to lead the way. Well, Jerome Ramaki, this is one of the folks, he's one of the best players in the world. When he's fit and raring to go, you can't hold that boy down. What a play. Human highlight reel.
Ball inside here. Caleb Kiesig, the Indigenous member from Canada, the Ojibwe tribe. They'll be jumping up and down if he can get the win here. Drop ball is good. He'll have to go through Cole Evans, though. All-star shortstop for the New Zealand team.
Well, how big a breath would Caleb Kiesig have taken after seeing Jerome make that play?
Time called by Stratford. That's clever.
That was real fine. Let's go, Jim.
Sorry, mate.
A little early if you can. Let's go.
Just the one runner on base, as you see on the scoreboard. One just vanished all of a sudden. Don't know why.
I'm getting there. Folks, bear with me. Be patient.
Cole Evans trying to extend this one.
Oh, here we go. And Kiesig coming back here because the 2 batters previously he got behind in the count. But now, of course, he's up in this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Harder the other way.
That's got to score.
No contest at home plate. As a professional at-bat from Cole Evans. Drives it through the hole between first and second base, out to right field. Thomas Anoka will come all the way around to score on that play. It will change the score here, of course, now. 6 runs for Auckland, 8 for Wellington, 2-run lead. So the tying run comes to the plate in Iveni Kovas.
And here comes Nathan Nuku for a quick chat. Probably going to change the runner.
89-34.
Cole Evans getting too old to run. 20 years of age. And they'll bring out his younger brother Brock. He will come on to first base to run for him.
First base, 34 out, 89 in.
There's an interesting one.
Oh, I say that with a bit of a joke. Of course, Cole must have some sort of injury for him to be taken off. He's an outstanding base runner as Cole Evans. Iveni Kovas though, 2-run lead to Wellington. 1 out needed here. Grand final waits. And that pitch on the outside edge is just gas from Kiesig.
Kiesig's a leaper. He's one of those ones that jumps down the plate and replants his foot, which of course is perfectly legal. And of course he generates some pace off that leap.
Foul back. Wellington, Kiesig, 1 strike away. 1 out away. 1:30 tomorrow is waiting for one of these teams. Sky Sport 8 will have it as well, live, all the action. Who wins? Fights this one off, does Iveni Kovas. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but there is no edge in my seat. I've already warmed that one off.
Loving the ball game. I'm loving the score.
Fantastic contest, this one. Rise ball.
Sorry, folks, I meant to say the scoreboard.
That'll allow Evans to go down to second base. 1 and 2 the count now. Kiesig's like, bud, what happens with the signals when there's a runner on 2? Can you tell me again? I've just forgotten. I haven't had a runner on 2 yet. Remember, Kiesig came in as a replacement pitcher in the 6th innings.
Yeah.
There's been Josh Pettit all before that.
Well, Jaden Stratford, of course, won't have seen the pitching of Kiesig before today, other than in the batter's box. So they do have to make sure they're on the same wavelength.
Inside ball. Romucky's got it, and they win. Wellington are through to the grand final, the 2020 NFC, on an outstanding pitching performance by Pettit to set it up. But it was Joel Harris. Got him rolling in the 6th with a single. So did Hutt, so did Stratford, so did Boyd. 5 runs in the top of the 6th. The dagger from Laulu in the 7th. They win the ball game, 8 runs to 6. What a great game, Gary Rohi.
Oh, absolutely. It's why we do it, isn't it, Chopper? We get the front row seats at games like that. Auckland, obviously, it was cut and thrust, up, down, up, down. I mean, good gosh, these two teams, traditional rivals, going at each other. Wellington coming out on top on this occasion. Let's not forget, Auckland get another opportunity via tomorrow morning's game to see Wellington again.
Well, it was a fantastic contest as you see them. Boy, it's intense in the battle, but at the end of it, there can only be one winner, and it is Wellington today. The Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Match.
Wow, you can't go past the big guy in the middle of the Wellington order who got us that lovely insurance home run, Wayne Laulu.
Laulu, 2 from 4 today, 3 RBIs. He is the Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Match. I hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Scotty Yoso doing the video switching, Corey, he had to go from Atiawa Toa FM because his time clock's up. And we got Adrian Royal here taking care of things. Of course, Gary Rao here calling the colour. Thank you so much, sir. Coming up next, we'll be in 15 minutes time, so I guess 7:30 the latest. Maybe just a little here before it. Will be Hutt Valley taking on North Harbour in the men's division sudden death quarterfinal. It'll be Auckland waiting for the winner of that one. They'll play tomorrow morning here at the NFC. Hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. We loved bringing it to you. What a great performance from Auckland. Congratulations to them. But Wellington, simply outstanding in that one. They win the ball game. 8 votes to 6.
It's up to date.
We'll see you all tomorrow.